Look at number 9. And number 9 is using transforming commands. And once again, I recommend looking at the bottom of it where it gives you the answers in red, which is a lot easier to learn from. All right, so navigate to search view, right? I'm going to clean search. Now I want to find web application events where an item was successfully purchased. So we've done this before. And yep, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start the same thing we did before. So I'm going to make a clean search, go back to Hertz here, and back to data summary. Okay. And source types. We want access combined with cookie for web data. And we need to go to all time. All right. And now we find a bunch of data. And now we want status 200 and file equals success.do. So we'll find status down here, status 200, and file equals success.do, which we found in the last one is what our web server creates when something works. So file, do we make file one of the fields up here? Yeah, we put file up here. File is success.do. All right. So those are the successful purchase events. All right, now I want to use the top command to find the best selling products for all time. So I want the top product ID. Pipe top. By the way, there's a way to do it even easier. You can go down here and find product ID. And if you just click it, it'll show you the top right there. So that's one way to just see what's there when you're searching. But when you want to make a report to show somebody else, you'd want to build it into the query. So so I should be able to, I wonder if I can do it from here. I know I can add the field from here. Looks like it's not an easy way to add the top to the query from here. So I think I'll just make events with this field and see what that does. Yep, that adds it to the query. And top product ID equals star, and I can put a pipe top here. All right, and go over here and get rid of this. All right. Oops, I got an equals. All right, there we go. That should give us the top 10 product IDs with account and percentage. All right. Now, the 10 rows were returned. I was asked to return only the top 5. So to return the top 5, I have to do limit equals 5. All right, there's the top 5. Use the limit argument. Okay, we did that. Use the show percent to remove the percentage, which is show perk equals false. If you don't want percentage, you put show perk equals false. All right, now you just get product and count. All right. And what is the product ID of the best selling product? It's the G01 ending in G04, yeah. Now I want to use the rare command to see what files get accessed the least amount. So that's going to be start with the one that returns all files successfully served to the user, which is this query, and then use the rare command at the end to find the files. Okay, so it's rare file. And I could just put it up here, I guess. Could also do it in the GUI by clicking file in here. All right, so there's the rare file. Ah, I see. And since I've limited the file here to success.do, of course, I'm only finding success.do. I'm going to have to stop limiting the file if I want to get a list of what files were served up. There. Now I should see the various file values, and there they are, going backwards. The most rare ones to the more frequent ones, showing the rarest 10. Do you see anything that might be a concern to the security team? I wonder what this API user list, passwords, yike, yes I do. It's serving up files that certainly should not be public information. All right, Make the report even more granular by using by to split the rare by the month in which they happen. So you can put it by date, month. All right. And so now in December, I see this password's going. Anyway, not sure that's entirely useful, but anyway, all right. All right, sales team would like to know the number of items added to carts versus the number of items that get purchased. Okay, so we're going to start with this one here, and the we want to do file equals success.do IC or file equals cart.do. Okay, so the cart.do is what it does when you have a cart, when you put it in the cart, and success is when you actually buy it. I think that's the point. So I'm going to have two possible values for file here. File equals success.do or file equals cart.do. Status equals 200. Yeah, this I think should do it. All right. And use the stats count to count events by the file. Okay, so stats count by file. All right. Oh, I'm missing an equals here. That's why I'm only, again, seeing only one file. There we go. Now I get the number of that went in the cart and the number was successful. So 29,000 went in the cart, but only 16,000 of them are actually purchased. So that sounds plausible. Yep, that's the right numbers. Now use rename, of course. Okay, you can do that. Rename file. File as function. All right, so cart and success, okay. And use the distinct count stats function to count how many times sessions were created. Here's another task. All right, so again, we're going to count all sessions that have been used in our web application data. So we want all the data, which is here. And if we did a count, we just get a count of all events. Excuse me, count stats. Stats. Okay, DC is the distinct count. This is the one they want, JSession ID. There, that will count distinct values of JSession. This is going to be, if I'm doing it right, this will be the actual number of unique users or the number of unique logins. I got 11,445. That's the right answer. Okay. All right. And now I want to use as, of course. You want to change the name of that. You count that as logins and then make it by client IP. All right, and then you get various IPs and the number of logins. So a whole bunch of logins from the same IP. So perhaps this is something like a college where many people using the same IP. Now I'm going to sort them. So client IP with the most logins is at the top. So you can sort. Yeah, they are kind of scrambled here, and I wonder if I can make it fit on the screen better. Control minus. There we go. All right. You see, they're not even in order. Now I could order them right here, but to order them in the query, you use sort minus logins to sort decreasing. There, now I have the most logins on top and the numbers going down. All right, and now I want to use the stats function to find the total bytes used for the web application. So I start with the same database, and I want status equals 200. To get successful requests that actually served data to the users. Now I want to find total bytes. So I'm going to stats sum of bytes. There is a field here called bytes. And that shows you how many bytes were served to the user. And as you can see, a lot of them are repeating because they're just loading a page, and a lot of them, that page is always going to be the same. So it's here. To get the total bytes, it stats sum bytes. There's the total number of bytes, and they want me to give it a prettier name. Total bytes. There it is, total bytes is that number. All right. Now split the results by file. So you can do it by file. And now you have the various files that were sorted and the total number of bytes for each one. All right. And sort the file names in alphabetical order. So that's sort file. And now it's account, API, cart, and so on. All right. And now, all right, so now the scenario is the website has come to a crawl. Somebody pushed an update, and there's a database query that's causing an issue. So find the average time for each database query being run. So this is going to be not this source type, but the DB audit. So let's make a new search and look at the database audit. This is a good scenario. It's very commonly the case that your database has bad performance. Here's the database. And by the way, what they said in the sense they wanted you to do it by DB type, but I did it by DB name, which will be the same for this data, but I might as well do it exactly the way they want you to, which is source type sources. Yeah, DB audit. Let me see. Source type equals DB audit. All right. Well, anyway, it's this DB audit. I'm just a little, yeah, there we are. Source type equals DB audit. There we are. All right. And now there should be a field called duration here. All right. I guess I got to change my time to all time again. That's right, because I made a fresh search. Okay. So now I'm getting a lot of fields, and there should be a field called duration. There it is. Okay, that's duration. It seems to be an integer. I don't know what it is, maybe milliseconds. All right, and so I want to do stats average of duration. All right, there's the average duration. And now I want to use the by clause. Well, okay, as in by. So I want to make it by command. Let's do that first. This is the interesting thing, because some command is taking too long. And so here's various commands. Whoa, send 100 Bitcoins to somebody, hacked. That's obviously bad. I didn't realize there was security information in this database they gave you, but there is, and that's taking too long. So that would appear to be the problem. And they also wanted me to change the name as time to complete. So I can do that with an as clause. All right, command time to complete, and obviously that's the problem. There's one event that is ridiculous. Sort it so the times that take the longest are going first, so I'm going to have to sort by this field, and I have to use the new name for it, having renamed it. I'm going to copy this, and then sort minus time to complete. See if that works. Oh my, many of these. This is stealing credit card numbers. Oh, this is very interesting. I don't remember this in previous semesters, but I must have been there. Interesting security attacks in this database. Very nice. All right. The commands are taking a lot. These are big queries stealing large batches of credit card numbers. Very nice. All right. Use the lists and functions to run a report of the browsers. All right. There's another query. So let's go back to access combined with cookie. Okay, so that was it for that one. We'll go back to an empty search and go to access combined with cookie. Which is here, source type, the first one, access combined with cookie, and all time again. And now they want me to make a list of all the user agent values. So this is pretty simple. And like I say, if you want to just see it, you can just click user agent down here. It's usually HTTP user agent, but in this data, maybe it just says user agent. It does, user agent. You just click it here, and there you see the user agents. But if you want to see them all, then I'm just going to put events with this field to get it up there. And then it's pipe stats list. So pipe stats list of user agent. And that should give me a list of the user agents. And that's pretty annoying. And so, because they're duplicates, so if I want to return only one instance, I could do it with dedupe, but they wanted me to use the other way to do it, which is stat values instead of lists. Does the same thing. All right, there you get the values, and you could rename that field with as. All right, that's the sort of thing you might do when you have your web design team determine if they want to support more browsers or something. I mean, and they also want to add the count, so we can count them here as times used. By user agent. So it's stats values user agent, and instead of as agents used, okay, count as times used by user agent. All right, let's see if that works. And now we get the user agent and agent used and times used, so it's okay, but we have the same data twice, so it would make more sense to make a table. That's what they wanted. I don't know why they wanted the same data twice. That's a little silly, but we can make a table. Now we can make a table of agent used and times used by just adding that to the end. Agents used. I see they want to use an S here, so I'll use an S. All right, agents used, table of agents used, comma, times used. All right. And now we get the obviously useful chart of each agent and how many times it was used. All right. So that's it for that one. And I'll stop this recording.